So far so good for the 4-4-2 lineup.
You can hear Coach Petty on the bench screaming. He actually wants Wilkerson and McClung to try and drop out a little bit. Doesn't want his breath when the rest of the team's not saying anything to create that gap for VA's midfield to play into.
Another good win in the center of the field for Tennessee. As Cheyenne Spade and Carlin Baldwin are controlling the middle of the park.
One of the things we talked about is Tennessee's ability to really defend on the width. That was one of Brian Penske's keys to the game. And so we're going to see really the outside midfielder and outside back working together to try and close down those passing lanes and make it difficult for UVA to combine on the outside.
Sir, we talked a little bit about the domination of UVA here at home. Again, the 21-game home unbeaten streak as UVA looks to tie this one up, getting 4, but broken up nicely. In that stretch, outscoring the opposition 70-7. So what does giving up an early goal like that do to a UVA team that is a little bit younger, I'd say? They don't have as many seniors.
Well, one of the things that they've been able to do in each of their first 5 games, they've had at least 3 goals. So they know that they're capable of scoring. Really, it's going to be key for just the team to keep their composure. They know they can get goals. They know they're capable of it. And I think, once again, even though it's a new lineup of sorts this year, the team has that experience, and they're going to be composed enough to know that there's a lot of game to still be played.
2 seniors on the field right now, Colaprico and Millar. Doniak checking back, deep position to win it. There's your goal scorer, Wilkinson, coming back. Wilkinson, as you mentioned, 16 career goals for the New Zealand national team, and part of the New Zealand team that went to the 2012 Olympics in London. Their team went on to the quarterfinals.
She's been referred to as the New Zealand's Christine Sinclair, and you can see kind of in the way she moves, the walks, her height. She definitely has that swagger.
Even that time where she didn't win possession there caused a little bit of a misdirection for McClung to get it behind her. Colaprico, nice switch. And some room forward for Reed. Torres double team, picks her head up and tries to win the corner and does. And there you see how Virginia can change the point of attack, go at speed, use the width, and they pick up their first corner of the game. Big crowd on hand making noise for the Cavaliers' first corner. They're going to go short as Tennessee doesn't pick it up. Long back in front. Virginia with a shot over the top.
We've got to give it credit to Susan Ferguson. That's the second time she's been able to break up a play. Been very smart. She's a quick left-footed midfielder. You know, I talked to Coach Penske and said she's just a beast. She's super competitive. She's fast. She's feisty, and she's going to be key for them trying to break up the play on that left side.
And although he told us he's probably going to do quite a bit of subbing to try to keep up with the pace, Ferguson's one of those players he hopes can go 90 minutes.
Exactly. This Tennessee team is very athletic. You know, it was something that Coach Swanson mentioned in our talks before the game. This is going to be one of the most athletic teams they play. Athletic in terms of size, athletic in terms of speed as well.
You see how they double the ball. They get there first, but there's a good win back from McNabb. And McNabb is taken down on a hard challenge.
think about it, Kaya Allen, this is really her second game starting, and you come in, your second game starting, you're playing against the number 2 team in the country. She transferred in from UNCG, which has a tremendous pedigree. This is a huge game for a lot of the players out there that haven't had to play against teams like this.
UVA has scored 5 goals off restarts so far this season. Can they add to that? Turn around. They're going to call a handball on this one, and we're going to have a PK.
And that's a tough call by the referee there. I mean, the ball came in. It was a well-struck, driven ball. It just kind of got caught in the crux of the arm as well as the thigh. I'm not sure.
Now, Brian Penske is livid on the sideline. He can't really believe that call in any event. It's an opportunity now for Colaprico to tie things up. Senior from New Jersey. 1 goal on the season. 1-on-1 with Jamie Simmons. And she misses the target. Unfortunate, but maybe that's the way it should have been. It did not look like a PK type infraction to me. I sort of agree with you, Sari. The arm was there. You got to give credit to Mark Gorak. He was in good position to make the call, but I think justice was served there.
Definitely, and that's a play you would not see Colaprico miss. I mean, one of the things that we're so impressed with her is her composure and ability to finish. Referees now having some words with Cheyenne Spade, the senior for Tennessee.
Of course, it was the PKs that ended the season last year in the Final Four against UCLA. Good burst of speed going forward now as Tennessee runs out of real estate, out of play.
I like that Amy Neal held that ball, though, and it went after the attack, really trying to draw that defender in to open up the space for Anna McClung, but just not the right pace on that ball. But Tennessee is not backing down. They're going at UVA, and this is something that UVA has not seen much of this year.
Brian Penske is still pleading his case with Mark Gorak about the handball, and he's probably asking, you owe us one there. That was, forget about the fact that they missed it. That was a miss by you as well. Some room going forward now for Reed. Nice overlap by Torres. Out of play for the throw-in.
Number 13, Josie Jennings. She's a freshman. She's also another really speedy player, but she's got to be careful about diving in. She's definitely got the pace to recover, but has to be careful about that because the UVA will punish you for mistakes like that.
Yeah, as you mentioned, big game for the outside back, the freshman Jennings there. They've been going at her, and so far she's held her own. Wilkinson gets around and is called for the offensive foul. Got her arm up. Grabbed Megan Cox.
Wilkinson argues like Christine Sinclair.
If you're going to have the similarities, you might as well take it to the whole level, right? Every aspect of the game. Torres finds the space there, and then the giveaway. Lazy passes on both sides now, and in the end, UVA comes up with it. Got some room here on the near side. McNabb wants it on the outside. She gets it. 2-on-1. The early cross.
Some of the names we haven't mentioned, Mackenzie Dynex only got the ball a couple of times. Tennessee's done a good job of really denying the pass to her. A couple times she's gotten it, she's had it drop deep into the midfield. I like what Gabby Santorio's doing, defending her. Because those are the names that you want to hear if UVA is going to be successful. Is Doniak getting the ball? How much is Calaprico getting the ball?
Alexis Schaffer did well to open it up, get the far post cross. Torres has it on the right. And a shot well saved by Jamie Simmons. Sarah, we talked before about that high pressure from Virginia. The last 2 times Tennessee has had it, they've given up possession pretty easily. And UVA is going to make you pay if you continue to do that.
At the same time, I'm not sure if we've really seen UVA play UVA style. It's something that Steve Swanson mentioned at the beginning of the game, and one of his keys was to impose the UVA Cavalier style. And I think we haven't seen those 5, 6, 7, 8 passes strung together. It's been 2 or 3, and then Tennessee's done a good job of breaking it up. Something is, can Tennessee keep that up? Their backs are checking with Oniak and Ratliff in the middle to try and deny the ball. They're doing a very good job of, as soon as they win it, trying to find McClung or Wilkerson.
Have our first sub of the game is Michelle Christie, sophomore from Loveland, Ohio, comes in.
And Christie's a kid that can pretty much play anywhere in the midfield. She's very good in the air. She's also a very good organizer, and I think Tennessee needs to have that. They need to have somebody who can help direct some of those young, newer players.
This is when UVA can be patient, knock it around. It's the good movement up top that you mentioned. McNabb, again, one-on-one. She will lose this battle nicely by Kaya Allen, who has the assist on the only goal of the game so far, which is her first assist of the season. Jennings did nicely to shield that and let it go out. Look at the season series, or all-time series. UVA leads 3-2. They're 2-1 here in Charlottesville. Last meeting between the two teams was in Knoxville, as the Lady Vols had a 1-0 overtime win back in 2006.
Look how compact the field is on this kick.
Good hard challenge again by Calaprico. She's got some space. Boy, look at the triple team there, Tennessee. They are not giving an inch. Battling, and the foul called on Ratcliffe, and she got a little frustrated there.
And they've done a tremendous job of really denying their ability to turn. They're checking with them, doing a great job of making those players have to play back. And the players haven't necessarily had the support or options open because Tennessee is really closing and getting numbers behind the ball when that happens.
Brian Penske liked the last free kick so much, he's having Allen come over to take this one as well. Nothing else that slows the pace down a little bit, allows them to get organized. And they will win the throw. Smart turn there, running out of room, but does win the corner. Susan Ferguson on that left side. Didn't look like she had a lot of room to turn, but got out of it. Wins the second corner of the game for Tennessee.
Cheyenne Spade on the ball, another transfer from NC State. Just the number of players that have come into Tennessee from other teams is amazing. And they're impact players. That's the other thing. We just saw McClung knock the ball out. McClung was a transfer from FSU. Got minutes off the bench from FSU last year, a team that went to the Final Four. Now coming in and really being such an impact. She hasn't scored for them, but she's the type of kid that can score and was known as her prep career for just a tremendous goal scorer, one of the top forwards coming out of the country 2 years ago.
There is Anna McClung with a nice turn. Lady Vols have two in the box, and this one, probably meant to be a cross there, but looked like a dangerous shot. Some high pressure Broken down nicely by Schaffer. To Millar. And then out to Torres, one-on-one, who's got the speed.
And we see UVA, they do a good job. Alexis Schaffer is the left mid, but she pulls all the way into the midfield and opens that space for Christine McNabb to come in. And so we see McNabb getting forward into the attack. They almost transition into 5 midfielders when that happens and 3 in the back.
They're finding some room now. Here is Torres and gets it wide, just as you mentioned. Reed on the other side now with the room. Colaprico. Better build up now from the Cavaliers. One-on-one on the outside with 4 in the area. Wasn't a dive in this time by Jennings. Did poke it away. And now 3 subs for UVA. As Veronica Latsko, the freshman, Tina Iordano, and Hazelrig all come in for Virginia. Veronica Latsko, the freshman from just outside of Pittsburgh. 2 goals on the season to open up her college campaign. What do you make of the subs? 3 subs that they're bringing in here with about 17 minutes to go in the first half.
And Iordano is another player. She was a transfer coming in. She's a kid that could start for them, but also gives them some depth off the bench. I think it's one of those things where they've got 18 minutes left, really looking to try and change things up. I don't think they've had enough movement in the midfield. And can they try and really look to possess some more and then find Doniak, find Ratliff? Sorry, not Ratliff. Find Latsko up top.
Giordano on this left side. There is a miss hit, but when a field is this wide, it gives you time to get there and well controlled. Colaprico all over the park right now, trying to gain possession, and they would like to go through her. There's a giveaway. And this is where you like Tennessee, either to go at speed like Brian Penske mentioned, or at least keep possession and knock it around a little bit.
And that's one of the things that's key, really, is they're going to be able to win the ball, but because UVA gets numbers up, they also recover very well and really try and win it back quickly. And so Tennessee's got to be able to weather that storm a little bit.
Great searching ball here. Beautiful counterattack by Tennessee as they found Wilkinson in there. And the vision by Wilkinson, 3 defenders around her to bring it to this near side.
And just a great run by number 12, Michelle Christie, but just a mishit, wasn't able to put it anywhere on frame, made it easy for Morgan Stearns there.
I think she was surprised she got the ball there, made that long run, and good vision again by Wilkinson to get it there. And you're exactly right, had more space than probably he shot she could, and Christie hits it well wide.
Little bit of change for UVA as McNabb is now in the center back because they do like to possess the ball, and she's so good at it, and they've moved Sonnet out to the right.
Another giveaway by McClung there. What will the Cavaliers do?
And here comes Giordano. They love playing those outside backs getting forward.
Torres now on this left side. As Tennessee looks to bring in a couple subs of their own. Erin Perry and Gracie DeGuer will check in, freshman. And that's one thing they told us. They will continue to do the subs, get them in, get the fresh legs, especially as...
And Perry's a kid that has been very good for Tennessee. She can play up top or as an attacking center mid, gives McClung a little bit of a break. DeGuer's a 5'11" player. So now where's Doniak's support? Where are the people helping her? She's got 2 people in there. But that's what we're missing a little bit from UVA, I think, is getting somebody to help support them.
You know, Doniak had to do it herself there. The turnaround double team used the speed to go wide and is out for the corner. Second corner of the game for the Cavaliers. Whipped in front. Virginia is there first. Loose ball. Well, it just fell nicely right to the feet when you've got the bodies right in front. It looked like it was McNabb.
Giordano, I believe.
Right in front there. Dropped to her and hit it over the target. You are correct. It was a Giordano. I won't doubt you. Good look here, and you see the miss hit. Ball comes right back and big, makes it not an easy shot with all the bodies there, but you got to keep it on frame.
No, she was leaning back and tried to just almost poke it, but was leaning back so much, just played it with the outside of her foot and put it way over.
So with 13 minutes to go here in the first half, University of Tennessee surprising the Cavaliers with a 1-0 lead. Wilkinson off the head. Nice pass by Allen. And then moments after that, a missed penalty kick by Virginia as Danielle Colaprico hit it wide, and that's where we stand 1-0 here with a 12.5 to play. Some room forward by Radcliffe. Swings it to Giordano. The give and go. Torres. And just too tight in there. Too many Tennessee players there as Colaprico runs out of real estate. But you see how tenacious they are, winning it back.
If you're going to play getting numbers forward, you have to be able to win the ball back, or else you're going to get caught in the transition.
Good ball into the corner as Wilkinson, a missed touch.
Looked like she was going to maybe try and dummy that, let it go through her legs, and just didn't read it right.
Doniak battles for it as Virginia picks it up. And this is what I was about to say they do so well, is keeping possession there. But uncharacteristic, the turnover out of play.
And I like how Tennessee's just trying to slowly get to everything right now. There's no rush. They're up a goal.
Good speed by Wilkinson to turn the corner there, but the cross not enough on it to get it to the back post. Doniak. Giordano. Latsko can't win that one.
Ali Cerna's all of 5'2", but her timing in the air is tremendous. Does a good job of reading that, able to win it above a much taller player.
Good defending right in front. DeGuyer in that defensive midfield position steps up nicely, and here's Giordano again with some room on this near side. Gets it on the right. Just a misunderstanding up top on the run. It's Tennessee now, the ones that are double teaming here deep in the corner. Hard possession there, and foul whistled. Visit the official NSCAA college scoreboard at TopDrawerSoccer.com for all your college score needs, along with the most up-to-date scores. TopDrawerSoccer.com provides box scored, match, team, and player stats, video highlights, and game recaps of all the action around the country. Shot right in front, and easily handled. Jamie Simmons picks up her third save of the game. Did not need to make the save on the PK as it went wide. But she has to like what she sees in front of her.
I like Jamie Simmons. She's a kid who started both years at UNCG, transferred into Tennessee, knowing that there was Julie Eccles, who was a 3-year starter at Tennessee. Julie Eccles goes down with an injury, and now Simmons is able to come in, and Tennessee doesn't lose a beat.
Searching ball that time for Wilkinson. Hit a little bit long. Michelle Christie was looking for the service. Colaprico very strong on a quick turn, and she's got room in front. 3 players and stops on a dime, waits for help. A lot of room outside. What a smart decision. And then out for the throw-in, but you see really how dynamic of a player she is right there on that last possession.
Very dynamic. And what we're not seeing those runs. Doniak, here's Ratliff on the ball.
Another quick turn, Brittany Ratcliffe trying to add to her 4 goals on the season. A nice tight turn. And here is another restart and opportunity for the Cavaliers to tie this one up.
And we talked about Colaprico. She's getting the ball. She's running forward. Doniak's checking. She doesn't get it, but when she spins, she's spinning, and there's already another UVA player running there. So they're really congested. I haven't seen them be as dynamic as I know that UVA can be.
2 on the ball, Colaprico and Emily Sonnet. As Mark Gorek will back the wall up to 10 yards. Colaprico looks like she's thinking about giving a go on this one. Instead opts for the chip in front. Had a player running but couldn't connect.
And not a bad effort by Emily Sonnet coming in from the back to try and get on the end of it. UVA is not one to just drive a ball aimlessly. It was a nice idea. Here we see that turn by Ratliff, but just Tennessee's doing a terrific job of getting numbers behind the ball, getting numbers in the box to make it very difficult for UVA. UVA doesn't have that movement as much as they did, and so we're seeing Tennessee be effective in dropping back in and being able to defend.
It was another great step up by Gracie DeGuyer, the freshman who came up and blocked that shot on the turnaround. I'm going to call another touch foul. There is Mort Gorek, who's whistled a couple in a row here on the Volunteers. Quick restart. Colaprico has it. The give and go. Does not get the return pass out to Giordano. Good service.
Not a bad service in. Little Brittany Ratcliffe's able to get on the end of it. Just not able to do much with it.
You are exactly right, Sari. Tennessee is slowing the pace down a little bit. The restarts are taking their time as you see Jamie Simmons walking out to get the ball. But a very well-managed first half so far.
Tremendous gamemanship, just being able to know when you can take a little bit of time off the ball. You're playing against a team that's known to score 3 goals, and so you've got to try and steal as many minutes as you can to make it more difficult.
Not only has UVA scored, steal here as it looks like Latsko. Veronica Latsko double team, wins it back on a hard challenge. And bodies flying everywhere there. They're going to whistle this one on the freshman. Veronica Latsko missed her whole senior season as we watch this injury here going down with an ACL tear. Missed her senior season there. Hops up, seems to be okay.
Awkward little hit in the corner, just swiped her ankle, and now I love this. Goalkeeper comes out. Let's talk. Tie your shoe.
Looked at the
Are you
clock.
okay? How many minutes are left? How much time can we take?
And again, the goal, they really realize they're not going to stall the whole game, but it's can you break up the flow of play at least a little bit and get out of this half? We mentioned UVA with at least 3 goals in every game. They've actually scored at least 1 goal in every half of every game so far as well. That is in jeopardy.
Simmons has struggled a little on her goal kick. She's getting the distance, but hasn't been very effective in putting it to her team there. It's something UVA has been able to counter on. We got to be careful looking at that in the next half as well.
Radcliffe with the throw. Trying to win the corner. Last touch by Tennessee. Well, they're going to say no. Last touch by Virginia, out for the goal kick, and then changed. We'll go back to a corner. Hey, you can see the linesman smiling back there, and not sure why changed his mind, went with goal kick. But another opportunity with 4 minutes to go. Colaprico with the corner. Outswinger. Maybe the third corner won by UVA, but they can't get it on target.
And Sonnet's done a good job of getting on the end of it, just hasn't really been able to get her body into position where she can aim or get any sort of power there. There's 3.5 minutes left in this game. It's crucial for Tennessee to get out of this without letting UVA score. Just out of position. She had a Tennessee body on her there, but wasn't able to really square her shoulders and target the goal.
Jamie Simmons easily took about 35, 40 seconds on that one, getting it back in play. Colaprico again with room to move. Searching through ball. Look at this. Simmons needs to come out. A little slow in reading it, but eventually got there and knocked it out of play as a long run by Radcliffe was ensuing.
Absolutely love the ball by Colaprico. Bends it, perfect pace into that space.
Cleared right up the middle. With 2:40 to go in the first half as Tennessee is clinging to a 1-goal lead. Tennessee unable to get the ball out of their own half. Torres with it on the right, looking for help, finds it in Colaprico, tees up, triple team, but keeps possession. Long left-footed shot, and boy, she can do no wrong here in the first half.
And she's been a little bit overshadowed because of the success of Morgan Bryan, but we see here how good she is. She's possessing, and then able to tee it up, and just a fantastic shot with her left foot.
With the exception of the penalty kick, she has been extremely solid, owning the center of the midfield, connecting with the forwards, and again, well, this time Tennessee wins the loose ball, but only momentarily as UVA regroups. Torres. That is, I believe, the 5th foul on Tennessee here in the first half. And a rare giveaway by the Cavaliers there, but quickly they bounce back, win possession. Minute to play in the first half. Cavaliers looking to keep their streak alive of scoring in every half of the season so far. They've scored 18 goals in 5 games. Tennessee is doing everything.
Tennessee has to get everybody back right here, and they just have to survive the next 35 seconds.
I was going to say, this whistle can't come fast enough for them. They are back on their heels. Maybe one last opportunity on the corner.
It seems silly to say, but that's just important. You've got to get back. You've got to get back. It's more important to win the ball than have somebody receive it on the other end.
Tennessee needs one more clearance here in the first half to get it out, and they do.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And that will do it for the first half. So the second-ranked team in the country, the Virginia Cavaliers, have been shut out in a half for the first time this season. And they even had a PK attempt to score, but we are 1-0 at halftime as the Tennessee Volunteers, the road team, comes in and puts a nice 45-minute game plan together and a beautiful goal from Wilkinson, and that's where we stand.
And I think you just said it exactly. Tennessee did a good job of executing a game plan. They know what their strengths are. Hannah Wilkinson does a fantastic job of getting on the end of this, but the entire game they have executed the game plan Brian Penske had, which was, can they pressure UVA and take it to UVA, and when they get the ball, they're smart with it. And we've seen
halftime. So Brian Penske's side heads into the locker room with a 1-goal lead over UVA. Let's see what they put together for the second half. Stay with us. Plenty to come here as you're watching the NSCAA TV Game of the Week between UVA and Tennessee.
This is more than history or architecture. This is an idea born of our nation's greatest thinker. Life is elevated by serving something larger than oneself, when knowledge is armed with purpose. So although our students may leave this place will never leave them.
You watch the match live. You road trip to the away games. You rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Let's take a look at the Disney Soccer Player of the Week. Congratulations to Hannah Allison from USC Aiken. She accounted for 4 of her team's 5 goals last week. Congratulations to Hannah for the Disney Soccer Player of the Week honors. Now let's take a look at the top teams in college soccer. Sari, who jumps out at you in this list?
Well, once again, you've got UCLA, who's number one, clearly one of the best teams in the country, even after losing some players from last year. And then I mentioned it before, Virginia Tech is just a fantastic team. Chugger Adair has done a terrific job building off of last season's success. I think we're going to see them in the NCAA tournament. And then at the bottom of the list, I want to mention South Carolina. South Carolina's 5-1, only loss to in-state rival Clemson. So we're going to see good things from the Gamecocks throughout this season.
Rankings are brought to you by Continental Tire. Continental Tire, innovative technology, driving confidence. Find out more at continentaltire.com. And look at the great broadcasts we've got coming up for you. The NSCAA crew put a fabulous package together. A couple men's games in the next couple of days. Louisville Duke, William and Mary taking on North Carolina, and some great women's games later down the line.
Yeah, I love the fact that they're going to show the UConn versus Florida State. Mark Krikorian has done a tremendous job down at Florida State, but he's originally started at Fairfield in Connecticut, so a good chance for him to go back home and play against a coach he knows so well.
Stay with us. Plenty more to come, including an inside look at UVA head coach Steve Swanson when we return.
You watch the match live. You road trip to the away games. You rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
I had a coach named Ziggy Schmidt. He got a hold of me at 18 years old. It was great for me because, you know, he was strict on us, he was strong with us, but he was very fair. I have to make time for the things I want to do. I want to get better at my sport. I have to take some time, set time aside and do that. Really taught me about the game in general, and tactics, you know, how to watch a game, how to see a game. A lot of the lessons I learned from Ziggy I kept with me throughout my whole career. And it was good because you know, I always wonder what my path would have been like if I had a different coach.
See what you're made of. You ever coached under 12s before? Can't say I have. You're not a team.
You don't deserve to be a team.
Sorry, I shouted it. It's not just about football. It's about dreams.
Welcome back to Charlottesville, Virginia. We're at halftime here in Klockner Stadium. They are lined up. They love their soccer here. They don't love their halftime score, though. Steve Bell joined by Sari Rose, and Tennessee with a 1-0 lead over UVA at the break.
And we talked about Tennessee came in with a very clear game plan, and they've executed it excellently. I think one of the things we haven't seen UVA is play the way UVA knows how to play. We haven't seen a ton of passes. We haven't seen that movement, and that's got to change if they're going to be successful the next half.
One thing that these fans are used to is some dominating soccer here at home. A lot of that has to do with head coach Steve Swanson. We had a moment to catch up with him and see how he does it.
All right, let's go. Backs in here. Okay, we're going to work on our dropping, our stepping, and our holding a little bit. We're going to get two balls going, make good angles, no square passes. All right, let's just move the ball quickly. Here we go. Here we go, Red. I like the mentality of our team. I think we've got a lot of hard workers. They're very motivated. And I think they're they're driven to see if we can't get a little further, obviously, than we did last year.
Good ball, Kristen!
The Virginia women's soccer team returns 5 starters from last year's College Cup squad that fell to eventual national champion UCLA and penalty kicks in the Final Four.
Last year kind of put it in real perspective, very clear focus about what needs to be done and what we're capable of doing, and I think that's always a good thing. Even though that we lost a significant chunk of that team, I still think there's the core of players that return that have that confidence and they can instill that with the younger players. We still have to gel, which is what we're doing now. We still have to make that happen on the field a little bit more. But I think the expectation hasn't changed. We want to not only get back to the College Cup, but we want to win it, and that's been our expectation every year. We've got a good group of young players. I think they're all working very hard, and they all want to be a part of it, and they're all unselfish and want to play for the team. The bulk of our players that we lost last year were from the back line, but I still think we've got some good players, including Emily, Kristen McNabb, Morgan Stearns, Julia Soroba, that I think can help us. It's not the most glamorous position in terms of stopping opportunities and keeping teams from scoring goals and ball winning and those kinds of things, but we have a very good core of players.
The midfield returns reigning Hermann Trophy winner Morgan Bryan. However, Bryan will be participating with the U.S. women's national team throughout the fall in preparation for CONCACAF qualifying in the middle of October.
Morgan coming in and coming back with us and then leaving with the national team throughout the fall, it's going to be a challenge for us. We understand that, but I wouldn't say that it's not something we're not used to. I mean, she's been in and out of the team, I think, for the past 3 years, so we're kind of used to it. I think the team's used to it a little bit more. We'll just miss her talent and her ability on the field. So I think we've got some good players, and our team, I think, collectively can step up and do a good job in her absence.
All these are short passes. Make good angles to each other and move the ball quick. It's about moving the ball fast, okay? Let's get it from one spot to the other. Go!
You need depth to win a national championship, and you need depth to go far in the postseason. And so we've been fortunate to have that kind of depth. We've been fortunate that our players buy into the team concept, and we've been fortunate that our team really just cares about what's best for the team at this time. How can we be successful? How can I help the team be successful? What can I do to fulfill my role to the best of my ability? And I think that's been a big part, as much as the depth. We have players that, like I said, have been experienced, that know what's to be expected, and they've worked very hard to get to this point. So it's a matter of them coming in and stepping in and fulfilling the role, and I'm very confident in those players. I'm pleased with their effort so far, and really feel this team has a lot of potential to do some good things at the end.
Quite a program he has built here, and they are looking to go to that next step and win the national championship. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes in this one. And unlike all the goals you saw UVA scoring in that piece, they had none here in the first half. It was University of Tennessee on the counter.
And we see Doniak doing a good job of actually trying to get the ball on net. They're trying to hit shots. They just haven't been very successful of putting them in where they're dangerous. And Tennessee on that free kick, excellent strike by Allen, and just Hannah Wilkinson does a fantastic job of burying it. The scrappiness of Tennessee, they've been able to just put a foot out, get a body on something, really have made it difficult for UVA. And then the opportunities that UVA has had on services and stuff like that, they hadn't been successful. But Colaprico here, great effort, just wide of the goal. Not sure that was a handball. And Jamie Simmons has done a good job when she's needed to step up for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah, we saw a good look on the handball from that angle. It probably should have been a no call. So as we said, justice that Colaprico missed it. Here was another shot that she took, as she has been very solid playing in that center midfield position.
And Colaprico is a kid that's used to playing outside when Morgan Bryan is in the middle. She'll sub in, or she'll move to the middle when Morgan Bryan's out of the game, but a lot of times you get that they're playing with Morgan Bryan in the middle, but a lot of the pressure comes off of Morgan Bryan with Colaprico. Now everything is on Colaprico in the center of the park, and we haven't seen other players on UVA step up to help her out in the midfield.
Well, let's head it down to the head coach for University of Virginia, Steve Swanson. Coach, what did you tell your team at the break? What do you guys need to do here in the second half?
Well, I thought we did some good things there in the first half, actually, especially the last 20, maybe 25 minutes, We got to try to get end line a little bit better than we are and try to maybe get a little better chance than we've created. But I thought at times in the second half we had possession and we got the ball in places where we could do some damage, but we just didn't convert. And, we gave up that one chance early, and I think maybe we weren't ready for the speed of the game. That's on us a little bit. But overall, I think, we've got a long way to go here, and as long as we keep it, keep the focus on soccer and moving the ball, I think we've got a good chance to get back in the game.
And Coach, you bring up a great point. You talked earlier on about you imposing the Cavalier style. Do you think that your team's done a good job that first half? I think at the end you mentioned it, but what can they do to be better this half?
Well, we just got to play a little bit faster. We got to move off the ball a little bit sooner, make earlier decisions, and be a little sharper with our passes, especially when we switch the point. There's space on the other side of the field, and if we can get it into those spaces earlier, I think we might be able to get 2v1s on the flank and maybe get, like I said, a better chance. So we're hopeful we can do that, but we'll see if we can't get more consistent in that regard in the last 45.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Okay, you're welcome.
Let's take a look at the first half stats. Again, he mentioned the one opportunity they got. They made the most of it, the one goal. And you see UVA having the better of play in the final third, out shooting 11-3 in the shots on goal. One shot, one goal. That's what you ask for, as Wilkinson got forward on the header, and then 4-2 in the corners in UVA's favor.
And Penske talked about the fact they're going to come out. They're not going to have a ton of opportunities, but they have to capitalize them, and that's exactly what they did. UVA is going to come up. They're going to be fired up. They haven't been down at all this year, and so they are going to bring it to Tennessee, and Tennessee has to be able to weather that storm.
We are just about set for the second half. The broadcast of this match is authorized by the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of the NSCAA is strictly prohibited. Tonight's match was produced for the NSCAA by Apparent Gravity Media. And we are underway here. UVA looking to continue their dominant streak at home. We've mentioned it before, 21 wins in a row here at home. Can they get to 22? They got their work cut out for them, but a lot of time. And Steve Swanson basically said that, said that there's a lot of time left. Talked about what that they need to do, and trying to get to the end line, get the cross, get the rollbacks, 2v1s that they can find on the flank.
And that's what UVA is known for. They're known for their ability in that final third, movement off of the ball, the little ticky-tack soccer. We talked about the 2v1s on the outside, and we haven't seen a ton of that. Danielle Colaprico has done a tremendous job. She needs more support from some of those other players.
Tennessee did score on one of the restarts they had in the first half. What can they do here? This one lobbed in front, and they do win the header, but out of play.
We haven't talked about McClung as much, but she's that transfer from Florida State, a tremendous prep player, able to get her head on that ball. Just not able to put it near the frame.
Morgan Stern set to put it back into play. Megan Cox. See Tennessee dropping off a little bit here in the second half, allowing some room for Virginia to build forward. Colaprico gets the ball wide. Nice support as well. Plays the game so simple. This game is part of the Virginia Nike Soccer Classic. Cavaliers have hosted it for the last 27 years, and UVA has won it 16 times, including 6 of the past 7. Great game before this one tonight as Hofstra and Duke went to the wire there, and Hofstra won game number 1 by a score of 2-1.
Hofstra, the coach there, has been able to put very good teams together the last few years, usually ranked in the top 25. And you say it's an upset, but they've got talent at Hofstra, and they did a great job against the Blue Devils.
Tennessee in the orange tops, going right to left. University of Virginia, and they're all white kits. Sonnet. Another giveaway there, and Steve Swanson talked about the back four that they had and gelling and getting a little bit better and better chemistry and communication from that group. When you're seeing a little bit of that tonight.
Well, last year, Morgan Stearns, the goalkeeper we're going to see right here, she was the one that was new to the environment. The other 4 had played back together for several years, and it was kind of getting that back line to connect with her. Now it's her and Emily Sonnet, they're the returners, and then they have 3 new players on either side of them. Granted, McNabb, played for them until she was injured, but you've got 3 new players in your back line with a sophomore keeper. That's still not necessarily the best situation.
Trying to build out there. Time to turn. As Tennessee drops off. Lots of room here on the near side if they could swing it. He talked about moving the ball quickly with speed. They get it wide. 2 out to defend. There's a good cross inside. Back post. A turnaround. Thought about the shot. And this one in! The drop pass was there, and a blistering left-footed shot
by Kristen McNabb. We talked about her earlier. She's a kid that started 6 games for him last year and then tore her ACL, able to come in. And Simmons, the keeper, kind of gets caught. She starts to come out. Radcliffe did a good job of using her body, and then she plays it back, and Simmons just making kind of a half effort with her feet because she just knew she was out of position.
Well, I got to be honest, I thought Radcliffe should have been more selfish there in the box, taking a player on, but she knew what she was doing. The nice drop pass, and McNabb not shooting like a defender there. Low, hard to the far post, and that is her first goal of the season.
And she was a dangerous player coming into this game. That was something the left side, you knew she was going to attack out of the back, her and Iordano. And this is something there. Now Tennessee, it's tied, it's early. They've got to be smart. They can't be upset. It's just a new ball game. It's 0-0 all over again.
Yeah, any momentum that Tennessee had. Again, not the way you want to start the second half as both coaches look on. And not a lot you could do with that strike, though, as McNabb hit it perfectly. There is your goal scorer, has it on the left. Another hard shot, that one.
You've got to be careful. Alexis Schaffer, she's a kid who came in off the bench for him last year. She's not afraid to shoot. If she's 20, 25 yards out, I would make sure as a goalkeeper I was screaming for one of my backs to try and step to her and deny that shot.
Yeah, you told us before, Sari, that they can attack in numbers. They've got so many players on the field that can score and find the back of the net, and with the little momentum they've got, you could see that they're looking for the go-ahead goal here.
During halftime, they mentioned that they lost 9 players from last year. They only returned 5 starters, but those 5 starters, Morgan Bryan has 32 goals, Mackenzie Doniak has 33 goals, Colaprico had 14 goals, Radcliffe has 16 goals, Torres 8. You lost players, but definitely did not lose your goal scorers.
Yeah, quick math there between Doniak, Bryan, and Colaprico. 79 goals and 79 assists between the 3 of them. And don't forget about the 2015 NSCAA convention in Philadelphia, January 14th to the 18th. Anything to do with soccer happens there. You've got so many coaches in one place. great education, whether you're youth coach, state coach, ODP coach, club coach, high school, college. It is a great atmosphere and a great place to be. That is the NSCAA convention. So what does Tennessee need to do now after giving up the goal? They had the momentum at the break. What are you looking for them to do to respond?
Well, I think they need to do what they did at the beginning of the first half. They still need to pressure those Virginia backs, hoping that they can make mistakes and deny their ability to play possession soccer. At the same time, when they do win it, they've got to be smart. If they can't quick transition, maybe change the point of attack to catch UVA, they have to be able to just possess and keep the ball. Because if they win it and turn it right back over, it's going to be trouble.
Good effort and a nice step up there by Carlin Baldwin, but out of play for the goal kick. The high pressure from them to go forward, asking for the corner. Good decision, though, by Mark Gorek to award the goal kick. A lot of room for Virginia. 40-yard run there without any pressure. Good speed on the outside. As Schaffer is finding some room. It's got to be a good feeling when you're a midfielder and you pick your head up and you see the orange jerseys backing up, getting out of your way, and she took all the room they gave her. Colaprico, tight space there, the give and go. Hard challenge from behind.
And most teams, even at this level, they struggle sometimes in that final third. But you see UVA is very good about playing it at the top of the box and knocking it around. A little bad foul there. But they were very quick. As soon as they realized it was a foul, they get back quickly. And Tennessee, once again, just eating the clock away. Part of it is you want to deny the amount of time that UVA has to possess the ball. The other part of it is Tennessee's still trying to figure out their team. And so they've got a number of players that they weren't sure could go 90 minutes high pace. And so this gives them those little breaks throughout the half, time to catch their breath.
Well, you mentioned it, too, with UVA, that one of the better teams in the final third of the movement off the ball, the creative runs That's when you have to break down the defense. You can't stand, and their movement is so good off the ball in that final third.
The movement's good, but even just the technical ability to play those 5, 6, 8-yard quick passes is key. We see it right there between Doniak and Colaprico.
Dangerous pass back there, and almost a open net goal had she stayed on her feet. Wilkinson blocked it, but that back pass was maybe a little too cavalier.
And Tennessee is so technical. Their outside backs are tremendous. UVA, but one of the things that you can look to try and do is catch those center backs, that communication with the goalkeeper. If they can put pressure on those center backs and make tough decisions, it's going to be very, very hard for UVA.
Another quick foul whistled on the Cavaliers as Allen received a little push in the back. Again, picking up her first assist of the season on the opening goal of the game. Allen, a redshirt sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee, will take her time putting this one back in play.
The referee has just stopped the clock. I was wondering how long it would take him to start catching on and trying to.
Dangerous position there, and
good job of Stearns to come out and clear it. Two-handed fist outside of the box. Tremendous effort on her part.
Especially when you have a player running right at you, and there is an injured player down. Stearns kept her eye on the ball, punched it out.
And Stearns, she's only a sophomore, but she comes in having a ton of experience with the U17 national team. She came in last year, started for a team that went to the finals, really has grown into herself and really stepped up as more of a leader for the team. See the service in. Just good job coming out. No foul on that. Just a great effort by the keeper.
Normally you see that anytime there's that 50-50 challenge with the keeper, as you see a fantastic crowd here at Klockner Stadium on hand to watch their Cavaliers kick off this campaign for the Virginia Nike Soccer Classic.
In Klockner Stadium, each year they host these events and they get record crowds. It's such a terrific soccer environment. You've got a grassy knoll behind each goal. Students can come in, bring a blanket, make a night of it. They've got a whole family area across from the stands. It's a really terrific environment. They give out T-shirts every few games, so you've got your fans coming in, donning your colors. That was something that, sometimes it's tough to come in here and play because of the environment that the students at UVA and the town of Charlottesville brings to Klockner Stadium. Now, at the same time, there's about 7 or 8 players from Tennessee that are from UVA or that are from Virginia, and so they've got a little bit of a home crowd in some spots cheering them on as well.
And we will take a quick timeout and be right back after this.
This is more than history or architecture. This is an idea born of our nation's greatest thinker. Life is elevated by serving something larger than oneself, when knowledge is armed with purpose. So although our students may leave this place will never leave them.
And there is the grassy knoll you talked about. I know you've played quite a few games here. The goalkeeper from Wake Forest, so they can't heckle you too much from the grassy knoll. That's sort of too far away for them to get in your head as a keeper, right?
No, they do a good job. You can't necessarily see it too much, but they've roped off a little space, kind of the width of the 6-yard box and about 6 yards, so that the fans actually can't come right up to the fence behind the goal and heckle the keeper. But it is one of those things that it's frustrating when you're at a full crowd and people are, every time you kick a ball, they're going boo, 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 or something like that. But most of the fans here have been very respectful. It's been a good match. Hofstra and Duke beforehand had a nice crowd, and now we see it building. There's even another men's game after this, so UVA really knows how to put on a show.
And it's a perfect night for soccer. The temperature, can't compete, you can't beat it. The field is outstanding. Again, one of the widest fields in college soccer, and the grass is immaculate. Torres. Virginia with the slow build up again on the far side. The double team, but a quick burst of speed to try to go around as McNabb, again from that left back position. She doesn't even look like a left back because she's so much in the attack with the goal, but she gets forward and looking for the cross. Colaprico with the left. This one's in as well! Forget about the PK. She's going to do it the hard way. Left-footed bomb, and the Cavaliers are back in front.
We've said time and time again that UVA scores goals. They're averaging over 3 goals a game. And that goal right there, tremendous effort by Colaprico to put it in, but I really feel like, and we'll see it on the highlight, is that's a ball that Simmons should have had. She kind of went to flick it away, and I think she probably could have gotten 2 hands on it. Just kind of got caught off guard with the shot.
And Virginia coming into this game had not trailed at any part on the season, and University of Tennessee changed that up and had the lead for probably about 30 minutes or so, but UVA has responded nicely. And to your point, 2 left-footed shots there that looked good, but you wonder if Simmons could get a hand on it and punch that one wide. We'll take a look. But Colaprico, who missed the PK, made up for it there with a fantastic goal, her second of the season.
Just a hard going in there was that little number 16, 5'3", Ali Cerna. making a little bit of a statement. And here's Colaprico. It's just flicked off. She loves putting it on her left foot and just buries it. Now, granted, there was a number of Tennessee players and UVA players that were in the box there, but I still feel like Simmons is a good enough goalkeeper that was something she might have been able to put both hands on instead of just trying to parry it wide with the one. And this is where Tennessee has to be careful. They're now down a goal. They led most of the half, so the mentality is they still have to get after it. If they hesitate in any manner here or sit back some, UVA is going to pounce all over that. They're going to get their confidence. We're already seeing them start to move better than they did in the first half.
It's easy to say from here, right? But you weather the storm a little bit. You delete that goal. You go back to the game plan of what's worked so far, and you try to keep possession, not give it back so quickly to them, and use the outside flanks, because right now it's all Virginia right now. They've got the momentum, and they're looking to add to that lead. A lot of space everywhere on the field for the ladies in white. Another 40-yard run. Look at this. Torres. Pass behind the defense. Hazelrig. This one searching right in front, too far near the keeper, as Simmons will easily collect that one.
Yeah, needed to play that higher up in the box so somebody could run onto it. Just a miss-hit, but I like Hazelrig. We haven't seen her get the ball as much, but she's done a fantastic job of really using that width that you talked about and getting wide. UVA's just got to really try and switch it quicker and find her.
UVA's just pinging the ball around right now. There's 5 passes in a row. Hazelrig with some room down the near side. This one's deflected. But all that possession starts again with Colaprico winning the goal kick. Radcliffe making some things happen. Quick little player with quick turns.
Exactly. Feisty little player. I don't think she's as technical as Doniak or some of those other players, but she's nasty and she's got a sense for the goal. She had 12 goals last year, I believe, coming off of the bench for them as a super sub, and was instrumental on that first goal, using her body, getting possession, and playing it back.
Colaprico again. Drives this from the back post. Virginia is there, and this one deflected out. Looked like for another corner, but they're saying no. Out for the goal kick. Good challenge high into the air by Emily Sonnet. Gabby Santorio, junior defender from Schenectady, New York, checks back into the game. She will play a defensive center position. And Megan Reed back in. Nice job, though, by Olivia Hazelrig down this right-hand side with some service. Switch by the Lady Volunteers. Long range shot there. And again, when you don't have a lot of possession, sometimes you're a little more ambitious when you finally do get up there. The long range shot that time by Susan Ferguson. Not really any concern for Morgan Stearns.
No, it's 30 yards out, wide of the goal. Great effort to just try and get a little bit of confidence knocking the ball. You know, can you get some shots off? It's got to be better than that if you're going to put it in on Morgan Stearns.
Stearns will put it back in. Youth clubs and players want to be noticed by the top college programs, and the NSCAA can help through its partnership with the Elite Showcase Series. You can visit at nscaa.com/events. Quick break here by UVA, and again, nice composure there on the back pass.
And not a bad job. McClung pressures Morgan Stern. Morgan Stern's able to cough it up. We see number 6 from Tennessee, Cheyenne Spade, able to win that ball back and tries to get a shot off. Just played it back where Morgan Stern was, so it wasn't as dangerous as it could be, but I like that Tennessee is trying to pressure.
You know, for the younger players watching too, you look at Colaprico and what she does, the knack for going where the loose balls are, her movement off the ball. She always finds herself alone, 10 yards open in space, and she reads the game so well, and she's done it all game long tonight.
Yeah, she does a tremendous job of reading the game, but it's also her movement. If you're watching her, she never stops moving. She's never waiting. She's either floating a couple of steps or it's a quick little burst in and then find somewhere else. She's just constantly trying to be involved.
Gets the outside, overlap to Reed. Reed thought about the early cross, didn't hit that one right, and wants it back.
Just needs to get her hips around.
You heard Steve Swanson talk about getting to the end line, too. I mean, you have two options there, right, as a player. The early cross, or you take that speed, take it to the end line where you have the speed and look for the rollback, giving some players time to get in there. And
well, last year, he played with Morgan Stith as a right back and Molly Menschel as a left back. Menschel was at one point leading the team in assists as a left back because she got forward so much and was able to serve such a terrific ball.
Here is some speed. Good touch. Radcliffe is long cross here. Players the one-timer. More service from this near side.
Excellent service by Doniak into Schaefer, and Alexis Schaffer was just a little nonchalant almost, kind of hit it, but...
Yeah, that's one where you don't want to overhit it, and good composure by the outside midfielder there to get it on frame. What can the Volunteers do here? And hard challenge there. This could probably be worthy of a yellow card or at least a verbal warning. No cards given yet. Mark Gorak will keep his yellow tucked in his pocket. Let's watch the challenge here as the ball's going out of play.
Just came in and got her kind of more with her full body. Had her foot going to the ball, but it was the rest of the body sweeping through that made that so bad.
Great switch there as Reed's got some more room connecting with Radcliffe.
Good job of Ferguson and Jennings to break up that 2v1 they were trying to create. They're working well together.
You see the composure on the ball, the defenders as well. Little piece of skill there from Megan Cox to dribble out of danger, keep her head up, the switch. Doniak now. More movement right in front. Thought about the long-range shot. Radcliffe onside. Flag is down. Went for the near post and had players probably far post as a better option.
Tennessee's got to be cleaner marking in the box. Got to have those head on the swivel and see that she leave Radcliffe wide open like that is they're lucky to get away with a corner.
Yeah, Virginia is much quicker on the ball switching. Here's the open short corner. Back post. And again, Tennessee cannot clear out of their own end. Colaprico with 3 around her, and she wins another corner. Cavaliers are knocking on the door for the third goal. Looking to add to the lead. This one to the far post. Up high in the air, and that is wide of the goal. One of the fans thought it was in.
Great service to the back post. Colaprico just puts the ball on a rope to the back post, and you see tremendous effort by number 4, Megan Cox, to just square up and hit that.
Nice elevation. Time to run perfectly out of the back.
We talked about transfers for Tennessee, but Steve Swanson's done a terrific job of bringing in players. Megan Cox was a transfer, Iordano a transfer.
Look at this, more build up. Tennessee, 2 minutes to go. 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 2 minutes to Again, starts with Radcliffe. She is unmarked in the last 10 minutes as Tennessee looks a little bit unorganized. You talk about that spacing, but they're giving her too much room as they are getting the 2v1 on this near side. Early cross this time. Miscleared, but not out of danger yet. And they will win yet another corner.
And you made a great point there, Steve. One of the things that Tennessee did well in the first half was they were denying the ball. They had a body on those forwards. And now we see Radcliffe's coming back. She's able to get open. They haven't been as tight on those forwards, and we're seeing it's one of the keys that they're breaking down.
Crowd comes alive here at Klockner Stadium, wanting that third goal of the game. This one, line drive. And let's see what Virginia can do here, getting back here. A little bit of a break the other way. The counterattack by Wilkinson's got the speed, but no help. 3 defenders behind. And a misplay here. Keeper's out. McClung had time to turn. Tennessee with a rare shot forward. And again, just like that, not really the pretty build-up, not the possession, but one mistake, and they could have tied it up.
And we can see that Tennessee is fatiguing a little bit. That excellent run by Wilkerson. She's able to get in, but there's no numbers. McClung's got the ball. She's waiting. Finally, Carlin Ballin comes in. Maybe she's able to take that in 2 touches instead of 3 or 4, and that's a better opportunity. But Tennessee's got to suck it up for the next 20 minutes and really look to play together if they're going to have a shot.
Radcliffe again making things happen on the near side. Long range shot. You read Morgan Stern's lips off that goal kick too on the counterattack. She just play it out. They had the counter. No need to get fancy. Play it out, get it wide. And a lot of the attack right now is down this near side with Radcliffe as we look on at Mackenzie Doniak, who has that burst of speed.
And a concern for Brian Penske coming into the game was, could Ferguson on that left side really be able to play for 90 minutes? And we see he's had to make some changes. And Brittany Radcliffe, she's not playing high. She's playing back now as a midfielder.
There's Doniak. Great cutback. Radcliffe again. Right now the speed of UVA is starting to show, and it's that spacing where they're getting room and open spaces. Let's go. The rollback. Another touch. Looking for number 3, a big block. Tennessee just needs to get it out. Virginia trying to reload. And even the clearance can't get out here, posting up right in front. Here's Radcliffe again. 2 defenders on her in the 18. Waits for help. Colaprico. That one seemed to take a deflection. Much nicer work that time by Simmons.
Radcliffe does a fantastic job of just trying to play that ball in, and Colaprico strikes it. It does deflect off of the Tennessee player, and a fantastic reaction save by Jamie Simmons.
A little bit of the fundamentals, too, there. Tennessee clearance went right up the middle.
And Radcliffe's doing a very good job of staying wide. She's kind of just hiding out in that space, and then she's
Look at this! Off the bar!
She's able to get shots like that and make things happen. I think it's a tremendous job by Steve Swanson. He's put Latsko and Doniak up top, moved Brittany Radcliffe to the right, and she's really been able to cause trouble for the back line. The left back for Tennessee isn't sure if she should step 5 extra yards and be on her or let her come in. And I think when Radcliffe's dribbling at you, it's dangerous. In the first half, they denied her the ball, and Tennessee was successful. But here she is. You can see again, she's outside. There's nobody on her. You know, that should be maybe the outside midfielder just being aware of her.
It almost looks like they're trying to pinch more players in to help with Colaprico, but they're so dangerous when you do that for one. To your point, she's wide open on this near side. Great look, the cutback, and denied by the crossbar.
And in the first half, Ferguson did a very good job of defending that outside midfielder and getting back and helping out. And right now, Josie Jennings, the freshman, she's not necessarily sure who she should be picking up. And so Radcliffe's remaining unmarked.
They're just looking this way. Tennessee a little bit better this time to get back. Gracie DeGuyer has moved over on this left side.
And Coach Penske's trying to get Ferguson. He's trying to get Spade back in.
Steal by Doniak, double teamed. Looks inside for Latsko. Not the best touch. Colaprico again. Low cross this time. 2 players there, and I think miscommunication. Latsko went back to take it and
stole it. A goal from Alex Schaffer right there. She was sitting, rating, had the better angle. Just
that might be one of the problems.
Latsko took it from her.
Maybe one of the problems with a good atmosphere is it's too noisy. We'll give her credit that maybe it was too loud, couldn't hear the communication. You buying that?
I think it's an overeager player who's trying to get another goal.
Which you want in goal scorers. You absolutely do. You want them to be selfish as well. Latsko, the 2-time Pennsylvania Player of the Year. Led the Indians of Peters Township to 2 state championships. There is a delayed call. Even the width right now, you look how open Megan Reed is right now if they want to find her. Searching ball in the box. And now Tennessee with an opportunity to go forward. Wilkinson with a burst of speed. Again, no one behind her, no one helping. Has possession, one-on-one. What could she do here? Wilkinson, great cutback on the right, lofts it back post. Players there! And a nice block by Reed, who had gone all the way back on a 70-yard run to block it.
Tremendous job by Wilkerson. She was able to stay composed. She found number 12, Michelle Christie. Just great job by UVA to thump that effort.
You got to give credit to Wilkinson. I mean, when she gets the ball at her feet, she makes things happen. You saw
and
how
she's
dynamic.
Smart. She knows she can outpace number 4, who is the transfer Megan Cox. So she takes a huge touch and then just uses her speed to chase it down. She's just not getting support. Tennessee looks fatigued, so there's no midfielder there to play it back to. Number 6, Cheyenne Spade was in the mix, but they tried to play it back post, and Megan Cox did a tremendous job of blocking that header.
Wilkinson again with a nice touch. Gets around her player again. Is anybody there? Looking for help backside. There are players for Tennessee, and a miss hit wide. You're not going to get many good looks, but Wilkinson has served 2 up in the last 2 minutes based off of just determination and speed on that far side.
Just smart. Look how she plays it, bending it to the back. Cheyenne Spade, tried to tee it up, just wasn't able to get over the ball and kind of lofts it to the far post.
That's a difficult shot for Spade. Again, that looks easy from here, but that is a one-hopper to try to change direction on it with some legs that are probably tired from covering Colaprico on the other side. That's one Brian Penske wants that one on target. Perry. Couple step overs, get the ball forward. A third step over and wins a throw in. Baldwin. Christie. Christie's in the area. That was one where a nice tackle. Again, you got to think in the back of their mind, is Tennessee owed a penalty kick, but a well-timed tackle. No foul whatsoever as Christie was unable to get around. Double team from the Cavs and a breakout looking for Latsko.
Wilkinson's calling for it. She wanted that ball served early. Cerna just delayed, tried to play it on the ground, but Wilkinson was even onside and was really looking for a ball over the top there.
Colaprico, Latsko. Good two-man combination there as a third player, as we probably will have our first yellow card of the game. A hard challenge on Colaprico. Josie Jennings goes in the book. I think at this point, Jennings probably thinks Colaprico has a twin out there on the field so much that she's all over the place. The cutback and just a late challenge, got the leg. Good call on the yellow.
And Jennings is a kid, this is her third start. She comes in playing the number 2 team in the nation. Fast kid, really used to play in the middle, and they're trying to see her out wide. So I think she's done well, especially in the first half, going against a Herman Trophy candidate in Danielle Colaprico.
Good hustle from Wilkinson, again giving pressure from that top line. Well, a little bit of a surprise start to the game. Again, the first good opportunity, the only shot of the first half for Tennessee was a Wilkinson header as they went up 1-0. And there was definitely some nerves here for UVA, but they are an explosive team and they have responded here in the second half. Now some room to go the other way.
And that's where Tennessee has to be a little bit smarter. They had Parry who was showing for the ball, but trying to play that long ball, that's not when Wilkinson wanted. When Wilkinson wants it, when she's even and able to sprint ahead, she was 5 yards behind. It was a tough play.
Yeah, tough call as well as Michelle Christie looked to just slide there. Not sure what they whistled her for on that one. High into the air, good turn. There is Christie with some room. Better possession this time. Spade with some room, looking for help. And just harassing style defense by UVA to win it back. That's the play that just looks so easy as Colaprico gets that ball wide of the player with the space. Continues her run forward, checks for it, and now they've got that 2-on-1 in the middle of the field.
Jennings holding her head. She knows that's not what she needs to do. There's 9 minutes left. They want to play direct. They need to try and catch UVA in transition, but they've got to be smart about it.
Great use of the width again, and again the center midfielders using that space. Colaprico with room. A little chippy in the last 5 minutes since the yellow card here in a battle coming back. Good call as Doniak whistled for the foul. Good game by both teams as they get ready and prepare to start to play conference action, as neither side has yet to play a conference game.
And I think it's one of those things where UVA has had a couple of, I wouldn't call them easy matches, but middle-of-the-road teams with Richmond, Villanova, then went down to Alabama, and now plays Tennessee before they go on to Hofstra, Old Dominion, and then they start their ACC schedule. So this is a fantastic test. They've had some success early on, but now they're playing a little more physical, a little more technical SEC team that's going to be similar to what they're going to face when they hit ACC play. At the same time, Tennessee has played Wisconsin. They've played Alabama. They've had some good games. And now, they're going to be playing Alabama next week. And now this is a great test for them going into the SEC. This is going to be one of the most technical, most dynamic teams they'll play.
Long season and time to look at that goal at the end of the year as they start getting into conference play. And you heard Steve Swanson talk about how far they've come, but what they want to do and the ultimate goal of winning the championship. Talked to Brian Penske as well about his goals for the season. He talked about last year not making the tournament. And the players have bracelets with the date of the selection show, and that's their goal. And this is a game I think that they probably saw what it's going to take. I think this is a good result. I'm sure they wanted and there's still time to go, but I think they proved they can be there as a game that the selection crew will look to see a game against UVA and how they did.
And as a coach, you want to schedule some games early on that you know you're going to have success, and at the same time, some games that are going to really push you and let you see what you need to do if you're going to advance. And so this is the best scenario for them. They've played very hard. They've seen some players excel. They've also seen some things that they're going to need to do better if they're going to get advanced in the NCAA tournament, if they're going to get selected for the NCAA tournament. The game's kind of slowing down a little bit, and I think Tennessee needs to, in this next 6 minutes, really start to be pressing, whether they're going to try and send another defender into the attack. They need to change something up here if they're going to have a shot of evening this game.
You're right. It has gone into slow motion mode a little bit, and a lot of that is good possession by UVA. And again, time left in this game. You get the ball to Wilkinson again, one-on-one or even a one-on-two, and she can make something happen.
She's definitely a difference maker in the game. We talked about transfers. She was a transfer from a school in Auckland. And so this is Brian Penske's third year. It's really the first year where he's probably brought in a class of his own players. He's had to build a lot of the team with transfer players. And I think this is going to be a good season to sort of see where they're at and what they're going to be capable of.
Brian Penske, the 2010 Coach of the Year when he was at University of Maryland and building a program here in Tennessee. And he's got to like what he sees a lot from his group today. Their offside call is whistled. Cavs with possession down deep in the corner. Torres keeps it. Hazelrig service to the backside, and Latsko cannot keep it on frame as we have substitutions on both sides set to check in, including Gracie DeGuyer.
We see Hazelrig, we talked about early on, she does a good job of staying open and staying wide, and it was a good service in there.
Neal and McClung both check back in for Tennessee as well. Susan Ferguson looks like her night is over.
Tennessee's moved. They only have 3 in the back now.
Flag is down. This one is over the top. And a missed clearance opportunity here now for Tennessee, and I don't think she realized how much time she had. Anna McClung, no one within about 6 or 7 yards of her.
Yeah, just a terrible clearance, and she's able to, had she been able to just bring that down on her chest, we see it's a missed clearance here by Sonnet.
Look at
she's
this.
Clearly broken free, tries to put it in, but she's 14, 15 yards away. If she would have just brought that ball down, she's technical enough to do it, that would have been the equalizer.
I think, again, surprise, right? Surprise that no defender would be around you inside the 18, and you got to love players that can take a quick look around to see where they are. She's got another opportunity now. McClung's got it on the left.
It's just a little overzealous. I talked to Brian Penske earlier, and she played at FSU. FSU went to the Final Four. She was a terrific prep player, and I think she feels a lot of pressure that she hasn't scored. And, she's got to be smarter. That service there, same thing, just taking that touch, really look to find somebody. Can she bend that, play it with a little English so it's coming back onto a Tennessee player who can bury it?
Brian Penske got the referee to stop play there for that last goal kick. Steve Swanson not too happy about it. They did restart the clock, so 2.5 to play here. And you're exactly right. I mean, 2 opportunities for Tennessee there. 2 maybe wrong decisions, but they did get looks here.
And this 3-4-3 has worked for them the last 5 or 6 minutes to get those opportunities, playing direct.
Good turn. Starts with Colaprico again, and here we are on the outside. Radcliffe knows she doesn't need another goal, is going to take her time. Crowd wants another goal, but she's just going to sort of slow it down. A smart decision to keep it here in the corner.
Just eating the clock away. Finally, Anna McClung comes in and tries to help out.
Nice work by Tennessee to get it out. Heads up play, though, by Radcliffe.
I think this game is just a fantastic game for both of these coaches moving into this season. You've got Brian Penske. He's had his team play a different formation. They've been so successful for 45, 50 minutes. Something terrific for them to build on. At the same time, Steve Swanson, who knows he's got a terrific team, sort of saw some weaknesses exposed tonight. Knows that his back line's got to be a little bit cleaner when they're there, and also realizes how they're going to play if there are pressure on their center backs.
See Colaprico taken to the corner as well to stall the last minute. Colaprico, nice through ball to the outside again as they're going back to the corner flag and managing this game. I don't think they're too concerned about the stat of 3 goals in every game they've scored so far based on the play the last couple of minutes. It's about getting the W, forget about the stats, smart play, and they will take the W in this one as University of Tennessee came out with a strong game plan that worked well for 45, but too much in the second half. Well, the crowd loves it, and the home win streak continues. They go to 22 straight home wins here at home as the Virginia Cavaliers take down the Tennessee Volunteers by a score of 2-1. We'll have player of the match, highlights and stats for you. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Now's your chance to be part of the most popular soccer camp in North America. Challenger Sports offers a wide range of programs with over 3,000 British Soccer, Tetra Brazil, and Soccer Plus camps for players of all ages and abilities. Join me and Challenger's talented and committed coaches as we help develop new skills, build confidence, and find the magic in your game.
Summer camps are filling up. Register early at challengersports.com and get your free game jersey today.
Welcome back to Charlottesville, Virginia. As the 90 minutes are in the book, UVA keeps their home streak alive, winning their 22nd in a row here at home. Tough game, though, against Tennessee, as Tennessee jumped out to the 1-goal lead, only for the Cavaliers to respond with 2 second-half goals to go 6-0 on the season as they get the win.
It's the 5th time in school history that they've gone 6-0. Just a testament to the program that Steve Swanson's built here. Every year they've had a fantastic team. The difference these past couple of years, I think, has been the intensity level that they brought. Last year, undefeated, get to the final game. This year, starting off 6-0. Great things to come for the rest of the season, and I think they're filling in some of those spaces from the players they lost last year.
You throw in the mix there a Morgan Bryan, last year's Player of the Year who wasn't there. Maybe a little bit of proof that although she's dominant, although they need her, they can still win without her if they have to, as they get the 2 goals, second-half goals, as Swanson continues to coach on the sidelines. And let's go now down to our player of the match. And what a match she had. Danielle Colaprico, walk us through the goal you scored, that little bit of frustration. You're all over the field, but the left-footed bomb.
I mean, at halftime, Steve told me to take my opportunities and be a little selfish because I tend to always pass it off to someone else. So, I mean, in the second half, I looked for my opportunity. I looked up, I saw some space, and I saw that the wide side was open, and I just striked the ball far side, and it hit off the keeper and went in. I mean, when you take your chances, it's going to happen sometimes. So that put us ahead, and that was great.
Danielle, you've really emerged as a leader for this team. Talk to us a little bit about what you see your role in helping this team get back to the finals come December.
I mean, I think last year is a little bit motivation for us to come out this year and realize that a national championship is definitely reachable. So, I mean, I think my role has changed a little being a captain now, and I think it's more of leading people on the field and helping them out and getting the new faces on our team like a little more adjusted. And I think it just comes with communication, helping each other out, and I want to make the players around me better. So I think that comes with a little more leadership on the field. So I've taken on that role, and I'm kind of still adjusting to it because I'm quite a quiet one. So I think that comes with time.
Well, I've enjoyed watching you play in your career here. I think you're a fantastic player, and it's been fun to call the games in. And I thank you for tonight, and congratulations on being player of the match.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer in terms of the player of the match in this one. She was all over the park. The goal was the icing on the cake, but her control in midfield was outstanding. Let's look at the highlights in this one. UVA came in with the 21-game unbeaten streak, and they were tested early.
And here it is. It's the Kaya Allen free kick that Hannah Wilkerson was able to just bury. I mean, Hannah Wilkerson was tremendous for them all night. Love the fact that she got a goal there, but just wasn't enough to keep them in it. And we see Colaprico here misses the PK. Definitely haunted by that. Love that she was able to get the game-winning goal. But Radcliffe, she's so sneaky. I love how she moved her body, was able to get on the end of that. Plays it back to Kristen McNabb, who just buries it with her left. Fantastic shot.
Perfectly placed shot by McNabb, and then the player we just spoke to, Colaprico, missed the PK from 12 yards out. Forget about that. I'll take it from 22 yards out, she says, with defenders in the way, and hammers it home, picking up her second goal of the season to go along with 3 assists and helping her team get yet another win here at home.
And Colaprico is such a dynamic player. I mean, she's so feisty. She's one of the kids that has really been an engine for them. She actually has 28 assists coming into this. And honestly, we talked about this being an important match for both teams, and I think, they both gained something from it that they can move on and learn from, and that will improve. And let's look at the stats now.
Yeah, outstanding. I mean, dominating stats all around. The shots 23-10, 9-2 on the corners. And again, the first half was fairly even as Tennessee had that game plan that worked, but just too much Cavaliers in the second half with spacing, the speed, and control on the ball as they take this one 2-1.
Yeah, Tennessee just couldn't hang the distance, but I love that Penske was able to find out some things about some players. Jennings on the left back did a good job, just freshman back there, Radcliffe moving to the half. really hurt them in terms of the organization being able to mark like they did in the first half.
And don't forget about the 2015 NSCAA convention back in the City of Brotherly Love, Philadelphia, January 14th through the 18th, 2015, the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. Come on out, book your travel now, go online at nscaa.com to find out more about the convention. What a night for soccer here as the University of Virginia Cavaliers extend that home unbeaten streak to 22 games, coming back 2 second-half goals to do it. They moved to 6-0 on the season. For our entire crew, for Sari Rose, and for the NSCAA group that we've got, I'm Steve Bell. Good night from Charlottesville, Virginia.